Hey, everybody. This is Michael Jernigan, and this is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, a part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I'm joined by my tag team partner, the man sitting in front of me with a bum leg and a Ric Flair shirt on, all at the same time. Mr. Jam Patterson, what's happening?
What's going on, my man, Jern?
You know it.
Don't be hating on my Nature Boy Ric Flair shirt.
I ain't hating.
Old school collar shirt.
I had one on the other day.
I love it. It's one of my favorite shirts that I own.
It is nice. It's got that's from the promo, I want to say, when he was talking to Tony Schiavone, and he was going through how much his jacket cost and his shoes. And
I've spent more money on spilt liquor than you've made in a lifetime.
And he tells Schiavone, he said, I'd be ashamed to know what that costs, talking about his jacket.
Yeah.
Because he'd be ashamed to wear it.
Ric Flair, in his heyday, could cut the best promos.
Oh, yeah. Right off the top of his head.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I love about the old school wrestling compared to today, is they gave you, Jern, you're going against Chase Smith.
Yep.
Get him.
Yep.
And that's it.
You got 2 minutes.
Yeah. And now it's
it's me and Chase.
right.
You got 2 minutes, August 15th in Baltimore.
Right.
Get
Build
people
it
there.
up.
Get people there.
And
that's
that's
all
it.
they had. Yeah.
And today, it's all written out, scripted, and it's like, oh, these guys are so terrible.
I don't mind a scripted promo. My problem comes in is when you got like Braun Strowman talking how Braun Strowman would not talk.
Oh, I
Like
totally agree.
They write him stuff that doesn't go with his character. He should be a monster. He should be yelling and saying, I'm coming to kill you.
Yeah.
Can't say kill, but I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
But that's all he needs to say.
I'll beat you down.
Yeah.
I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah.
Not the garbage they had.
Yeah.
What was the line they made Roman Reigns say the one time?
He said sucker and succotash one time.
Exactly. Why?
I don't know.
Why? I mean,
I don't know.
what guy that size with that ability is going to say suffering succotash? That's terrible.
I hear my 5-year-old say it every once in a while.
And then what made it even worse was when John Moxley took a shot at him on AEW when he first got there.
Yeah, I remember.
And used the suffering succotash. I mean, I just don't get it. If you had to guess before we get into the show, if you had to guess right now, top 5 individuals on the microphone, or not guess, but who is your top 5 right now that is in? You can't. John Cena's out of the equation. He's retired. That are big time today. Top 5 on the microphone. Who you got?
MJF.
Yes.
We'll talk about MJF here in a minute. MJF 2020, baby.
I love it.
I would put Taz in there. I like what he's doing with Cage.
Yep.
He's not a wrestler, but he
he's
talks.
good on the mic.
He talks. The Miz is good.
Oh, great.
The Miz is good.
2 more.
Daniel Bryan got good the past 2 years since he came back from being retired.
All right. Last one. Who you got?
I don't know. I have to think. Let me think. Who are you thinking of that I've missed?
I've got Jericho.
Jericho's good. Yep.
I
Question.
got Jericho. I got MJF.
Yep.
I got The Miz. I would say, after that, man, it gets tough. I mean, it really does. I mean, nobody. Paul Heyman. And when Paul Heyman's there, I think Paul Heyman's good on the mic.
Paul's good. He kind of does the same spiel every time.
Yeah.
That's the only downside with Paul, but he's good.
And I think Cody's good. I think Cody Rhodes is good on the mic.
Yeah, Cody's good. I was trying to think of like champions. AJ's not terrible, but you can tell AJ's stuff's scripted.
Right.
Now, all the stuff he did with The Undertaker leading up to WrestleMania was good.
Yeah.
AJ's not bad.
It's tough, man.
There's an interview with Bret Hart the other day, and he was talking about how he ranks wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like how he tells if a wrestler's any good. He does it in 3 categories. 1 being kind of their look.
Yeah.
Kind of their gimmick. 2 being the way they talk, are they good interview, and 3 being their in-ring work. And he was saying he compared himself to Hulk Hogan. And so he grades them like 1 out of 10. And I'm going
Right.
to get these numbers wrong, but they're going to be fairly close. Hogan's in-ring work, he gave like a 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Absolutely,
No.
dude. He only had 3 moves.
That's fine.
He
But
got beat up, he hulked up, and leg drop.
Yes.
That was it.
well, first of all, he had the ear cup.
Well, that's hulking up, right? I mean, his in-ring work sucked.
The beat up is what he made look good.
Yeah.
Look really good. Well, I'm not saying he's a 10, AJ Styles 10, but I'm saying he's a 5, 6.
No.
He's more than a 2.
He may be a hard 3.
No.
You're killing me,
So
dude.
I think he gave Hogan's in-ring work a 2. His look, his gimmick, his size, the red and yellow, all that stuff, he gave a 9 or 10.
Right. I can see that.
And his promo, I want to say it was somewhere around 7-ish, give or take. And I thought early Hogan, late Hogan, we had some issues, but early Hogan was a really good promo. He could sell it, he could talk it.
Now, to me, the best promo Hogan ever did was NWO stuff.
Those were good.
Yeah, I think those were better than the red and the yellow and all that.
I don't know.
I think Hollywood Hogan, I think that saved his career by at least 3 to 5 years.
Oh, no question about that.
So,
no question
and
about
I
that.
think, him doing that and being a heel, I think that was some of his best work.
No question. I don't want to say his best work, but it was good. It was good. He's the only one that has been the biggest good guy and the biggest bad guy.
Right.
There's nobody else you can even compare. No, there's nobody else you can even compare. All right, here we go. Before we get to last night's show, let's talk about this Adam Cole issue.
Baby.
Adam Cole was on the Pat Mcafee show. If you don't know, Pat McAfee is a former NFL player.
Hey, player of the decade in his position.
That's true. He did say that, yes. So Adam Cole was a guest on the Pat McAfee show one day last week. I want to say it was Thursday. And they started bantering back and forth. Pat McAfee basically said, Adam Cole's not that good. He's got boys with him to always help him out. And then Adam Cole said he's the longest reigning NXT champion of all time. Pat McAfee said, the player of the decade at my position.
Right.
And then McAfee made the cardinal sin when he insulted the boy's size. He basically said, you're a little man.
He did say that.
There's no way that you could do all this by yourself because you're a little man.
But here's the great thing, right, about Adam Cole and that group. Go back to the Four Horsemen.
Uh-huh.
How many times did Flair retain the belt because of the Horsemen?
Years.
That's why
For years.
you want a heel faction, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you want this. Now, granted, kind of defend McAfee, what did Road Dogg say?
We
remember
talked
the
about
quote?
that a couple weeks ago. Said Adam Cole would already be on the main roster, would be a big star if he was 6'6".
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, did you watch the entire 15 minutes?
No.
All right, I watched the entire episode.
Uh-huh.
Right, and it was great. It was great because Triple H come on and called. He's on the next episode.
Yep.
He said,
Yep.
Pat McAfee.
Hang on, before we get there.
I'm just saying what he said because
Go ahead.
at least my point.
Go ahead.
You're a professional needle pusher.
Okay.
All right, so the whole episode was slick jabs at Adam Cole.
Okay.
All right, but the great thing about it, Adam was giving slick jabs back.
Adam's good.
So, everybody sees the final blow up, but for 12 minutes, it was some pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to cut me, I'll cut you back.
So those final 2 minutes is what's been making the headlines.
Right.
Adam
But you
Cole
got to watch the entire episode.
threw down the microphone, was effing everybody up and down.
Yeah.
F this show, F you. He pushed the producer of the show when he come out to try to calm him down, and then he stormed off, effing the show.
Right.
The big talk was, is this real or is it set up? And now I told you a couple days ago, we were talking about it, that I think it's set up. But I also don't think that WWE would send somebody out to F the show up and down.
I think it was real, but now they see money.
Yeah, no.
Right?
I understand what you're saying. I think it was set up. I think that it was set up like that to make us think, well, WWE wouldn't do that, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Right? One time, you may not see this from a WWE guy in another 25 years, but this one time, go out there, F them all up and down. It's set up. And the way you know it's set up, because now they're going to turn it into an angle.
Yeah.
Because they showed highlights on the NXT show last night, And that's a dead giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
This whole thing was a setup from the very beginning.
But I like what they also did. They turned them boys back bad again.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute. We'll talk about that in a second. So my question is, what's the payoff to this? Are they going to have a match?
Man,
You going to have Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole at the next NXT Takeover? What's the deal?
I think if you have a McAfee Cole, what you're going to have is Pat McAfee's going to have some guys against the Undisputed Era.
Uh-huh.
That way you kind of – he's not going to get in there and wrestle with Adam Cole. Adam Cole is so gifted in the ring.
Yeah.
That I don't think you put that guy in the ring with him one-on-one because it's going to make Cole look bad.
Well, Cole can make him look good.
Can he?
Yeah.
I mean –
Pat McAfee's an athlete.
He is an athlete.
He
but how many times
player
has
of the
he been in
decade,
the
baby.
How many times has he been in the ring?
Probably none.
Exactly. You can't make that look that good.
Let's go back to 1997.
All right.
Karl Malone was in the ring.
Terrible.
Dennis Rodman.
Terrible.
J. Leno was in the ring.
Terrible.
And Hulk Hogan sold an armbar by Jay
Terrible.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And
All right,
that's
so
what, I think if you do like a Undisputed Era versus Pat McAfee and he brings in some guys, like now you could bring in Imperium. Is that who it was last night they jumped?
Yep.
And so you could throw that in there.
Yep.
So, I mean, you got that. And so there's a couple different angles, but I don't see a one-on-one contest.
If the fact that they showed it, if they would have let it go and not talked about it last night on TV, I don't think it would have been anything.
Yeah.
But now they're showing it on TV. It's got to be something. They got to be leading to something. Yeah, there's got to be something at Takeover in a couple of weeks, SummerSlam weekend. They've got to do something now that they showed it on TV.
Like
if they would have just let it go and didn't talk about it last night, and then Triple H was on, you mentioned on Pat's show this week. The fact that all that's going down, it's leading to something. I don't know what it is, but it's leading to something. We'll go ahead and jump to this. So last night on NXT, the Undisputed Era did return. All four of the guys.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly's back. Adam Cole's back. And they jumped on the Imperium. Can I be honest? I forgot that Imperium was the tag team champions.
I had no idea.
I remember them winning because they beat Riddle and Timothy Thatcher.
Right.
When Thatcher turned on Riddle. I remember them winning, but I just forgot.
Yeah.
Until they come out last night with the belts. And then I remembered. But I thought, my first thought was like, why are these guys got the belts? And then it
I
clicked
thought
in.
they were the UK belts.
Oh,
That's how bad it was when I watched it.
I don't know if they have a UK tag team. They may. I don't know. So Undisputed Era come out, jumped on them boys, laid the beat down. Adam Cole was saying, we run the NXT. So I guess all thoughts of calling Adam Cole up to the main roster is gone. He's back on NXT to see what happens.
His quote to McAfee, he is the king
That's
of
right.
NXT.
That's right.
I love it.
That's right. I agree. NXT kicked off last night with a women's tag team match with Tegan Nox, Io Shirai getting a win over Dakota Kai and my girl, and I'm getting tired of her losing all the time, Candice LeRae.
When's the last time she won a match?
She won a match a couple weeks ago, but she beat me a
She's down
yim.
there with-
She beat me a yim in that street fight deal they had.
What was my man? Buddy, was it Hawkins? Who was it that had like the
Hawkins. Yeah,
700 match?
yeah, Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, she's right there with him.
No,
right now.
she won a couple weeks ago.
All right.
She beat me a yim in that street fight deal they had. Falls Count Anywhere, I believe. Next up, you had Johnny Gargano getting a win over Roderick Strong. These are two boys that are just so good. All their stuff looks good. It looks real. They're just
And see,
really
there's
good.
two more guys with size. They're big time on the main roster.
Yeah, probably so. The NXT champion Keith Lee come out, cut a promo on Killer Cross or Killian Cross. I believe it's Karrion Cross.
However you say it.
I think it's Karrion Cross. It used to be Killer Cross. You know what I'm talking about. So last week, Karrion Cross laid an absolute beatdown on Dominik Dijakovic.
Yeah.
Did you see any of that?
I did.
He had his head behind the ring steps. He kicked the ring steps into his face. They should have. I don't know why the referee didn't stop the match. Any other time when Flair got his head slammed in the cage, he was out.
Done.
He was off TV for months.
Yeah.
He had to disband the Horsemen when that happened in '97.
Sad days.
But it didn't stop Dominik Dijakovic. I guess that's a tough joker, I guess. I don't
Evidently.
know. So then he got pulled back in the ring, was getting the slap beat down. Keith Lee come out, wanted to stop the match. Dominic Dijakovic said, no, do not stop it. So he got his tail beat. So now Keith Lee comes out talking to Karrion Kross. Said, if you want some of this, come and get it. Dropped a couple expletives on live TV last night, which is un-WWE-like.
Probably his best interview.
Yeah, I agree. I think his interview, he come off, as we talked about earlier, like it sounded scripted, but it was still good.
The thing about it,
the best he could do.
You know, they were talking about him last week on Busted Open, Mark Henry, and they talk about how he's such a nice guy that they don't think he knows how to flip the switch to be somebody that tough. Well, last night I think you kind of saw
a little bit
that switch getting turned a little bit. So it was good. I thought it was his best promo.
So then Karrion Kross come on. Well, Scarlett come out first.
Oh,
Lord have mercy. Karrion Kross come on the big screen and said he wants a match. He said one way or the other. You can do it the hard way or the easy way. The easy way would be accept my challenge. The hard way, you will find out.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what the hard way is unless Scarlett's going to go beat down Mia Yim, which would be something.
Scarlett can come beat me down.
Yeah.
And they still ain't got to have a match.
Yeah.
I'll just take the beat down.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
The smoke show.
Absolutely.
So I believe they're setting up that championship match for the next TakeOver show. Question is, who wins that match?
Kross.
Well, here's what we got. We got Keith Lee just had a big championship win on TV. Had confetti, crazy triple threat match, whatever. No, he won the triple threat to get into the championship match. Beat Adam Cole, beat the longest reigning champion. Is he only going to hold the belt for a month and a half?
I think he's getting called up.
Now, I think it depends on that.
Yeah.
If either one of them two boys are getting called up, whoever's getting called up is losing.
Because, I mean, you look at it, I mean, the rosters, even though there's still some big names, but some of these guys aren't coming back because of the COVID.
Yeah.
And so
they need some help.
If Keith Lee is ready to work, you got to call him up, dude.
I think that there's a couple things they could do. They could have a non-finish. They could have Scarlett get involved. They could have Dominic Dijakovic get involved. They could have Mia Yim get involved. They could do a non-finish, which would lead to another match, which would give Keith Lee a longer championship reign to the next NXT TakeOver, which I would guess would probably be around Survivor Series weekend. They could have Keith Lee win and kind of stop. I don't know if it would stop the momentum that Karrion Kross has.
Right.
But I don't know that you want to beat him now. And Keith Lee just got the belt. Is he only going to have the belt for a month and a half? So
here's what I don't want to see happen.
Let me hear
it. If Keith Lee loses and he gets called up to the main roster, do not put him with the Hurt Company. With MVP.
Yeah. No. They probably will.
Yeah, right. And so that's my biggest fear.
Yeah, they
right?
probably
because
will.
They're that dumb.
They probably
WWE
will.
is that dumb. Like they're gonna have some kind of big tag team match with a surprise guest, and here comes Keith Lee, and it's gonna be so terrible for Keith Lee's career.
There were rumors of starting a new Nation of Domination a couple weeks ago.
That's why they had Ron Simmons out
there. Yeah. They probably will. Because Keith Lee fits the mold,
right?
If you know what I'm saying.
Well, the thing is, too, and you got MVP as his mouthpiece. Because like we said, he's not that good with the mic.
He'd probably help him out, yeah.
But, please don't do that.
No, if Keith Lee comes to the main roster, I want to see, like, Keith Lee and Brock.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre. I want to see Keith Lee and Braun. I want to see some of those big boys throw down.
Go at it.
The main event on NXT last night was a triple threat to get into the ladder match for the North American Championship with Finn Balor, Dexter Lumis, and Timothy Thatcher. Dexter Lumis picks up the win. Thatcher had Finn Balor in the ankle lock. Lumis come up and put Thatcher in his chokehold or whatever it is.
Sleeper hold, whatever you want to call it.
Used to be that was illegal back in the day.
Yeah.
You're going to do that for a 5 count and you get disqualified. Not today. Dexter Lumis gets the win, and he joins Bronson Reed already in the ladder match to crown a new North American champion at the next TakeOver show. I don't mind Dexter Lumis being in this match, but I don't think he needs a belt. Like, I think his character is strong enough and crazy enough that he don't need a belt.
He's wild, man.
So we'll see who else gets in before we pick a winner of that match. That was your NXT show last night live on USA. Overall, a really good show, other than Candice LeRae not winning a match. God almighty. I need to talk to Triple H or somebody. Over on the other channel, on TNT, we had AEW Dynamite.
The main event channel.
The show opened up with Best Friends and Jurassic Express versus the Inner Circle. These fools were all over the place, and I guarantee FTR is about to have a heart attack because nobody made a tag.
I love FTR,
Because
baby.
nobody made a tag. Best Friends and Jurassic Express get the win. Jericho come back out, still with his orange-stained white jacket
Love
on.
it.
Come out and challenged Orange Cassidy to next week to a debate.
Yes.
And then the following week to a match, to a rematch.
What I like is they got a surprise moderator coming
Yes.
in next week. Who do you think he could be?
I don't know. Who are you thinking?
Man, I was trying to figure it out, man.
Bob Backlund, maybe?
No.
You don't think so?
That's a good call. I like that.
Bob Backlund.
They're going to bring in some old school wrestler.
Yeah. Unless they bring in somebody from outside the wrestling business.
Ole Anderson.
No, Lord, I wish.
Let me tell you, if this happens right now,
I wish.
AEW will become the greatest promotion in wrestling history.
If what happens?
Jim Cornette.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Jim
I agree.
Cornette come in.
It ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
But I agree.
But boy, if it did.
But I agree.
I would rewind it.
I said a year ago I would love to see Jim Cornette come out and manage FTR.
Oh, absolutely.
And have some match go on, Young Bucks and Kenny and Adam Page, whatever, have the lights go out, come back on, FTR's in the ring with Cornette, and them say, we're here to save professional wrestling. Oh, my
It
gosh.
would be so good.
It never happened.
No.
But it would be
so good.
wonderful. So they have a special moderator next week for the debate. AEW is going all in on the election season, boy. There's no Olympics going on. Usually the Olympics save you a little bit during the summer before the election. But with no Olympics, we're heading full steam into the 2020 election this fall, and AEW is all in. Got MJF 2020.
Yes, sir.
He wants to be the new champion, and you got Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho going to have a debate next week live on AEW Dynamite.
I love it.
Next up, we had Kenny Omega, Adam Page versus the Dark Order for the Tag Team Championships. Of course, Omega and Page got the win over the Dark Order. What happened to Omega and Adam Page breaking up?
It's going to happen.
Remember that a couple weeks? Yeah, but they were teasing.
Still building. It's still building.
It ain't building.
It is.
It's the only thing that's building is my man Brody Lee telling Kenny, thanks for finally coming out here and helping out Adam Page.
Because what you see happening, you see the new formation starting, right? You got FTR,
Young Bucks.
Well, no, FTR and now Adam Page. There's three.
Oh, the drinking buddies.
Yeah, there's three guys.
Yep.
Don't know if it's going to be Shawn Spears or Cody as the fourth.
Nah.
And you also see Omega going to his cleaner gimmick, like in these matches where he's just starting to really abuse these guys.
Uh-huh. He slapped around Jungle Boy or Marco Stunt last week. Yeah.
And so I read an article about 2 weeks ago where they're talking about, Omega 3 years ago, Wrestler of the Year, best wrestler in the business.
Yep.
Well, now what's he doing?
Yep. Tag team champion.
Right with that, what they said in this article, that in his contract, what he said he wanted to do was the first year of AEW, he wanted to build names.
Yeah.
Help get these guys names because his name is already there.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Best wrestler in the world. So his name is already there. They said now his second year, which is getting ready to start.
Yep.
You're going to see the old Kenny Omega come back because hopefully these guys have gotten their name, they've gotten their little run, they can stand on it, and he's coming back as the cleaner, and he's going to be a great heel.
Well, we've seen some flashes of really good Kenny Omega. He was in a great tag team match with the Young Bucks, and him and Adam Page had that feud with Moxley where they had that unsanctioned match that we watched at your house, and then fools threw each other on a bed of barbed wire.
Crazy.
So we've seen flashes. We haven't seen the New Japan Kenny Omega, but we have seen flashes. We're going to get to this new Four Horsemen in just a minute.
I like it.
Just a minute. So after this tag team match, Brody Lee and the boys come out. FTR, Young Bucks make the save. And then you had the contract signing for FTR.
Whoop, whoop.
And we got one of the best surprises we have had in weeks. One of the most pleasant surprises.
Loved it.
During this video, before they signed the contract, Arn Anderson comes into the room, sits down with the boys, looks over the contract, They made sure that in their contract, you have to make a tag.
Yes.
There's going to be tag ropes and a 5-second rule.
Yes.
10-second
rule.
Was
They
it
gave
10? 10-second getting in and out of the ring.
But
So does that mean that Arn Anderson is managing
that's what I get out of it,
FTR?
right?
Yeah.
And so who else is Arn with?
Cody?
So there could be the fourth. But did you hear what Arn said right before he sat down? Did you hear it?
If I did, I don't remember.
By God, the man looked at FTR and said, there's the greatest tag team in the world.
Yeah.
And I believe every bit of it.
I don't disagree.
If Arn Anderson says it about tag teams, by God, it's law.
I don't disagree. So let's go ahead and hit up this 4 horseman deal. You got FTR and Cody.
Yep.
We've mentioned that months ago.
Yeah.
We want to when WWE made their cuts.
Right.
We fantasy booked what it was going to look like. Now we skipped over Cody and Warhorse. By the way, I kind of like Warhorse.
Warhorse pretty good, man.
It was a rough match. It wasn't the smoothest match I've ever seen, but I like kind of his deal.
Yeah.
So Cody gets the win over Warhorse. If you have Cody, FTR, I need somebody other in that 4th spot than Matt Cardona.
No,
I don't need Zack Ryder to be the 4th spot in that group.
To me, all right.
Because Matt Cardona made the save for Cody.
Was terrible.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's look at it. So you got FTR.
Zack Ryder looked good.
Oh, no, he did.
Physically, he looked good.
If they change his gimmick.
No, I still don't want it. I'm
not talking about with him, but if they change his gimmick there, he could succeed.
He could do something. I don't want him with that group.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
He would be like Paul Roma.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
With the Horsemen.
Yes.
So
you bring in a scrub from the other channel to be in your prime time faction.
Yeah,
I didn't mind Mongo.
Look, the best thing about Mongo is Monday Mongos on WrestleBotch.
There's a Twitter account. What is it called?
Oh, so good.
Anyway, they show all the botches
It's
from
so
Mongo.
terrible
Yes.
with Mongo.
Yes.
But all right, so you got FTR. They're the brain busters. They're Arn and Tully.
Uh-huh.
All right, is Cody the U.S. champ, or is he going to be the Ric Flair of the group?
Well, he can challenge. He can challenge for the world championship.
That's what I'm saying. But here, I mean, because you need the flamboyant one. You need somebody that's going to be the nature boy. You're going to need somebody who goes after the world title.
Yeah.
So if it's not Cody,
I got it.
Who?
MJF.
No.
Getting a match with Moxley at the next pay-per-view. He could be the champion, and he's in.
You think so?
I'm just saying.
I mean, I like it. He's great on the mic.
Yeah.
And so.
Who you got?
I don't know, man. That's what I'm looking at.
I thought you had somebody.
Well, I really wanted EC3. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Signed with Impact.
I agree. Yeah. And come out with a mustache, looking like Dexter Loomis.
What in the world's going on? And so we said something about Paige because they're drinking buddies.
Yeah.
So is Paige going to be?
I'd be okay if Adam Page if him and Kenny split, they lost the belts, they split, whatever. I'd be okay with that.
Because somewhere you put, him and Jericho did have the first title shot ever.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So I like it because you got 4 old school guys.
There was a Twitter account. Let me find who it is, so I can. No. I think it's called Captain Ferg.
Oh.
I think that's who it is. He tweeted last night that he's all for FTR, Cody, and Cardona.
No.
I said, brother, listen, I need something a little more than Cardona.
Yeah, no.
In that group.
No. See, to me, Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, whatever you want to call him, he's right there with Private Party.
I was gonna say he'd be good with Best Friends.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Put him in there with Trent Beretta and
even
Chuck Taylor. Yeah. Yeah.
I think Scorpio Sky needs to go solo.
Yeah.
And throw him in there. That'd be good. Because I think Scorpio Sky. I think he can main event. The dude is good.
Scorpio Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
He's talented, dude. Yeah. I like him.
I don't need Cardona in that faction.
I will tweet Cody right now and say, if that happens, I'm done.
No, we don't want to say that. But we want to say, hey, listen, look at Adam Page. Look at Rusev.
Rusev said he's done.
Oh, did he?
He announced his retirement from pro wrestling.
He ain't retiring, P.S.
Said he's going to work on his gaming and Twitch?
Gaming.
Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Yeah.
Twitch?
Yeah.
Twitch account?
Yeah.
You young people got so many accounts. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
in the
not
world.
you. I ain't far behind you, my man. I'm knocking on 40's door.
I'm hitting 50, bro.
Well, I understand. Next up, we had they got a women's tag team tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. We had a drawing. Nyla Rose drew out who her tag team partner was going to be. And who was it? But the former Funkadactyl herself, Ariane, come back to wrestling on AEW last night, and nobody gives a rip.
Nope, not at all.
I'm all for Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose and Ariane's whatever.
Yep.
Whatever. She was on one of those early – she's on that Tough Enough where Stone Cold was like the head judge.
Yeah.
And he would bring 3 of them into the ring. Remember that?
Yeah.
And we talked about his watch that one time. We need to go watch some of that. She was on that one of those.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
she was on that season of Tough Enough. So nobody cares about Ariane, but thanks for coming. Then you have what I believe to be the main event of the show. You had MJF announcing his candidacy for the next world title in AEW wrestling, where he's calling out Moxley. He was dropping taglines from Hogan. He was dropping lines from Stone Cold.
Oh, he was killing WWE.
He was laying a beating on them jokers, and it was the best. So
it was great.
It looks like we got MJF and Moxley at All Out at the end of September, and I can't wait to see it.
Here's the only thing I didn't like. What was the match immediately after that?
Well, it was the main event.
Right.
Moxley and Allen. Moxley and
so
Allen.
You can't tell me you're getting trashed on the microphone
I got you.
by this guy, and you at least can't come to the ring before your match to have a little confrontation.
Well, Moxley he may not even been in the building. He comes from the crowd. He comes
Man,
from out the building to get to the ring.
I won't
He wasn't
action.
in the locker room.
I won't action.
I'd have been okay if he would have come out, because he come out first. I noticed for some reason he come out first. Remember, then they did a promo with Ricky Starks and Cage in the back.
Yeah.
While Moxley come out first, he could have said, "Hey MJF, I'm waiting on you."
Yeah,
Something.
I'm here. Let's go.
Yeah, got nothing. And then you had the main event with Moxley and a surprise Darby Allin, who supposedly was knocked out. The shot he took last week
I thought
from
he
Ricky
was done.
Starks knocked him into the ropes outside the ring. Oh God!
You know what it reminded me of? Remember when Enzo took
Yes,
that shot?
yes,
He
yes.
got that concussion?
Yes.
I mean,
I was
'cause
watching that live.
He hit that thing hard,
Yes.
buddy.
And you had Moxley and Allen getting the win, and they announced for next week you got Moxley versus Darby Allin next week on AEW Dynamite.
I love it.
Who gets the thumbs up, Patterson? NXT?
Oh, AEW.
AEW? We put out a tweet last night on our Twitter account, as we do every Wednesday night. Last night I added an extra option.
Uh-oh.
Usually, who gets the thumbs up? AEW NXT. Last night, who gets the thumbs up? AEW NXT or MJF?
MJF better win.
And currently, we have, we have AEW at 55%, MJF at 43%, NXT at 2%.
They know. They are on my bandwagon.
We got 7 more hours. Make sure you log on to our Twitter account, Main Event Pod, and vote.
AEW is hot,
poll.
baby.
It's
hot.
I ain't disagreeing. NXT was good though.
It is. Here's what I think for me with NXT, and they're doing a better job. At the beginning, it's hard to get storylines because it's like a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
They got so many people in the performance center, and
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, down the road, do they say NXT is going to be the third brand, and we're going to have another developmental place?
Yeah, NXT hasn't been developmental for years. Once they started bringing in Finn Balor's, Samoa Joe's, Adam Cole's, Kyle O'Reilly's, Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong's, like they're not developmental. They've been wrestling 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
They've been around. You do have people like Bronson Reed now. I'm assuming Dexter Loomis comes through that program.
Cameron Grimes.
Yeah,
baby.
Prime time Grimes. He got a beat down last night.
Yes, he did. I was not
Keith
a fan.
Lee, yes.
From Burlington, North Carolina.
Yeah, so I've thought for years, as far as being developmental, they're training people.
Right.
But you don't see those people. Like Aaliyah is one of those. Bronson Reed is one of those. Rhea Ripley is not. She was wrestling before she come to the Mae Young Classic a couple years ago. And she was wrestling at WWE or what is it, NXT UK. She was there before she came over. By the way, where's Toni Storm? I know NXT women got plenty of good women, but I need to see Toni Storm.
I need to see her backside.
Good Lord. They may be still locked down over in the UK. I don't know.
Crying shame.
But yeah, NXT, they got brand new wrestlers there, and then they're bringing in the Adam Coles, the Keith Lees that have been wrestling for years. So they're a third brand already.
Right.
Now, they are the only ones introducing new people. WWE are introducing NXT people.
See, I think that's what I like about AEW right now with the Cody Rhodes thing.
Yep.
Right? Because
it's great.
You get these independent guys like Warhorse.
Yep.
You brought Ricky Starks in from
Eddie Kingston
NWA,
last week.
Eddie Kingston. So you get to see some of these guys who are big names on the independent circuit. You know, and it may be just one match, but they're still good matches.
That's fine. Listen, it gives these boys a chance to be seen by people that have never seen them before.
Exactly. I do like it.
It helps them out. We like it as fans. It helps those guys out. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, everybody. This is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. We'll be back next week to see what happens with Karrion Kross and Keith Lee, and to talk about this debate and who is the moderator of this special debate with Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy.
Who I thought it was going to be.
Who?
God rest his soul.
Oh, gosh.
Regis.
Oh, no, man.
But then he passed away.
Regis is a big wrestling fan.
And that's what I'm saying.
Oh, he dead.
I know, man. I hated it.
R.I.P. Regis.
We want Jim Cornette.
Oh, gosh. All right, everybody. Look us up on Twitter, Main Event Pod. Find us at PressPlayPodcast.com and all the family of shows on Press Play Podcast. I'm Michael Jernigan.
Jam.
That's Jam Patterson. Peace.